Hey everybody, it's Frank the Tank here, and I am back finally on MLB The Show 15, and we are jumping into the new franchise. So I want to thank you guys for watching that last update video. Once again, I do apologize for being away so long, but you know, we're back and we're going to really get into this big time for the rest of baseball season. And if the baseball videos do well, I'll even post them through the off season and whatnot. And then we're going to jump heavy into Madden 16 when that comes out in a couple weeks. So thank you guys who watched the last video and commented what teams you wanted to see for the two franchises. Once again, I am going to do a regular franchise where I rebuild a team and a fantasy draft franchise. So the most votes, after I tallied them up, was actually 4 for the Angels. But to me, the Angels really aren't a team that needs rebuilding because they're still near the top of their division. They slipped a couple games behind Houston. But they're still only the 1 or 2 pieces away from a championship caliber team. So I'm going to use the Angels for the fantasy draft franchise. And the other 2 teams tied with 3 votes are the Boston Red Sox and Chicago Cubs. And I am not a big fan of playing in Wrigley, but I am going to pick the Boston Red Sox for our rebuilding franchise. So thank you all who voted. So we are going to jump into this Red Sox franchise here. And for this first video, we're just going to go through and make a couple moves to try to shore up the team. We might have 1 or 2 videos that show us making moves, because that's what I want to do. I want to, sort of trim some of the fat off of this team, because there's a lot. I was taking a look before I started recording, and there are some awful contracts on this team. So you see our rotation here as it's set. We have Clay Buchholz, Rick Porcello, Wade Miley, Eduardo Rodriguez, and Joe Kelly. Now we have 2 good young guns in the mix here with Matt Barnes and Henry Owens. So there are guys I would definitely consider putting up in the show. But right now, just going through our starting rotation, Buchholz only has 1 year left at $6.86 million. So I do want to keep him on the team because he's kind of their ace, even though I think he's injured right now. But Rick Porcello, 3 years, or it's actually a 4-year contract at 19, 20, 21, and 22 million. So we are definitely going to get rid of Rick Porcello. He's awful this year in real life, and I really don't want him on the team with that kind of contract. Because if you could see in the bottom right corner, we only have $10 million available in funds right now. Wade Miley, 2 years at 6.43. That's not a bad contract, so we're going to keep him. And, down here, everybody else has a pretty decent contract. And so, Red Sox, as far as their relief pitchers go, we're okay here. Justin Masterson, $9.52 million is a horrible contract. And I believe they actually designated him for assignment the other day. So, we will get rid of Justin Masterson. But maybe I think we only need to add maybe 1 more reliever to really shore up the pen. Koji Uhara, he has 2 years left at $9 million a year. He's 40 years old, so we are going to say goodbye to him. So that's where we're going to start. So we're going to grab Uhara. We are going to go. I want to keep a lot of the younger guys. So we're going to grab this guy right here, Andrew Benintendi. 21-year-old with B potential, because we're pretty deep in the outfield as far as our center fielders go. And also, we are going to grab Rafael Deveres, a third base prospect with a B potential. And I don't want to trade a ton of prospects, but we do need to get some good players so we can we do have a solid core and we do have a chance to compete this year. So I want to throw this into suggested trades and see what comes up for us. And hopefully, we can get a closer, somebody in the back end of the bullpen. And I think this might be the move here. Delian Betances from the New York Yankees, 27 years old, a B potential, 90 overall at $1.2 million. So this is going to clear up a little more than $7 million for us, and I think we're going to do that. And so that right off the bat gives us an all-star closer in Delian Betances. So that means we only need 1 more guy in the bullpen to really shore up the back end of our bullpen. Next move, I do want to get rid of Porcello, so that means we're going to have to add another starter, maybe 2 starters. So we're going to throw Porcello in a package, and maybe we'll take Kiri De La Cruz here, a C potential 24-year-old left fielder, and see what we can get for them. Now, I understand when we're getting rid of a $19 million contract, we are going to have to take on a little money, but I kind of want it, you know, to be somebody younger and that can make an impact. I'd rather put that money there than with Porcello, because I know he's young, but that contract is just, you know, really unacceptable to have on a team that we're trying to rebuild here. And so, you know, nothing great yet that's really sparking my interest. But we are going to browse through a little bit. So, you know, just bear with me with this. If you guys see anybody that you know, kind of want me to try for on the team within reason, I don't want like 5 comments from Miguel Cabrera or Mike Trout. Guys that would be like almost impossible to get. You know, but some reasonable deals, you know, feel free to throw that down in the comment section. But as of right now, there's really nobody they're throwing towards us that I would like to make a deal for. So we might have to, you know, reevaluate and try to toss somebody else into this deal to get the deal done. And so if we go back, maybe go to our starting pitching prospects and toss in, try this Mike McCarthy, you know, see potential. Maybe he can just push us over the point to get 1 or 2 decent players. And Asdrubal Cabrera and Johnny Venters, that's not a bad deal there. Johnny Venters, left-handed out of the pen. He was great for the Braves a couple years ago before he had some arm problems. And Asdrubal Cabrera could really give us some infield depth off the bench, so that's a deal to consider. Adam Eaton and John Danks. If I made this trade, I would try to flip Danks right away because I think he has the big contract of these two. But I don't really think we need Eaton because our outfield's pretty deep. We are going to try to add another outfielder. But I really want to get somebody on the cheap. So we can go through, you know, I'm not going to spend too much time doing this for this video, but I do want to try to make one more move. And, you know, for this franchise, I am going to play it like my last couple. So we'll play one game and sim the next 4, and that way, or sim the next 5, that way we're always playing with a different starting pitcher. And then once we get later into the season, see where we are in the standings, and we can, you know, make some bigger moves and stuff here. This is an interesting move here. James Shields, he is $17.3 million, but he is a, you know, somebody who could definitely be the ace of our staff. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take Asdrubal Cabrera and Johnny Venters. So we get rid of a lot of salary and we get 2 decent guys that could really shore up our team. So yeah, our bullpen's looking a lot better with that there. And we're going to try to get rid of Justin Masterson and see if we can maybe get a decent starter for him. Somebody, you know, middle end of the rotation. And now we have, you know, a lot more money to play with. You know, we got, if we get rid of him, that gives us around $30 million. So maybe we can get rid of him and either get our starter or get somebody to give us some outfield depth without really breaking the bank. And so here we're not really getting much. And so if we maybe toss in a B-level starting pitching prospect, that might open it up a little bit, and it definitely has, and that's a nice deal there. Brandon Crawford, he definitely give us some infield depth, but we don't need a shortstop because I plan on starting Xander Bogaerts. So we're still in search of that starting pitcher here. Jaime Garcia is an interesting option. He's a left-handed starting pitcher, 28 years old, B potential. 77 overall is pretty good. Joakim Soria here from the Pirates will be a great addition to the bullpen, and that would really help shore up that back end. So that might be the move if we can't get a decent starting pitcher. John Neese there would be an interesting move. Only $4.7 million, left-handed pitcher, 79 overall. And, you know, having a lefty would definitely be good against, you know, one of our division rivals, the Yankees, who have, you know, Chase Headley, who's a switch hitter, doesn't hit as well from the right side. Mark Teixeira, switch hitter, doesn't hit as well from the right side. Brian McCann, the catcher, is a left-handed batter. Gregorius, their shortstop. So that would be a you know, decent move to get another left-handed starter into the mix. Here we can get Yovani Gallardo and no more Mazzara. Mazzara is one of the Rangers' top prospects, and that deal comes at us only at $6.2 million. So that's definitely a candidate there. And we're just going to go through and make sure we're not missing anything. Edinson Volquez would be a nice pickup, but not for $10 million. Shane Green, 26-year-old, see potential, 80 overall. Very, very cheap. That would be an excellent deal to clear up a lot of money. But also Carlos Carrasco, 82 overall, 28 years old, and we also get a decent center fielder who we can maybe flip in another deal. And I think that's a move we're going to make. I think we're going to go to Cleveland and we're going to trade Masterson and Luis Diaz for Carlos Carrasco and Abraham Almonte. So that's where we stand right now. So I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. The next video is going to be maybe another deal or two, and then we're going to jump right into gameplay. So like I said, if there's anybody you want to see or any deals you think I should make, feel free to put it in the comments section. I always read every comment in all of my videos. I appreciate you guys checking out the videos after that short layoff there. I can assure you that's not going to happen again. So once again, I appreciate the support. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And this is Frank the